Welcome to the Boston Art Podcast,
Boston's premier art podcast,
where we talk art, culture, and philosophy.
My name is Theodore Earthworms.
And I am Brian Huntress.
Welcome to the show.
All right, we're live. We're going. It's Thursday night again.
Whoa.
And
live
the
right
cats hissed at the exact same time that spoon fell.
That was a cat?
No, the spoon fell, but what I also heard of... We're having a cat introduction aggression problem. You see, the resident cat here, Twiddly, Twiddly-oli, she's a violent menace. She loves humans. She'll be pet by you. You can rub her belly. You can play with her. Have tons of fun. She's excellent. But apparently, she has decided that Milo is persona non grata, and she must attack on sight, full fucking clip violence attack on Milo at any moment that he is seen outside of this bedroom.
Yeah.
It's been quite stressful, but
he doesn't love it.
We're figuring it out. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play Minecraft while we record. That'll make it go by faster. Are you playing a video game too? What are you playing?
I'm looking at the Switch shop. I just charged my Switch for the first time in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm a little stupid when it comes to video games. I just don't. I think it's willful ignorance, to be honest, but I don't understand how to do anything on my own when it comes to video games, and it's to a point that's just not functional.
Well, I think it's just a taste thing, because you will play Pac-Man Classic for literal hours.
Yeah,
you're one of the only people I know that will play a fucking classic arcade game for actual hours of time.
Yeah.
But you would literally die before you played something like Fortnite or Call of Duty or something.
I actually had a Call of Duty phase too, but that was a really long time ago.
I think that it's just genre shit, like how Noah tries to get you to play games with him and shit.
Yeah.
Which is cool and chill, but it's you don't like playing horror, point and click games.
I don't like horror unless I like horror in a social way. I won't watch horror movies on my own, but I will watch them with other people, and I think they're fun.
Horror games are just too parasocial and immersive that they become so much scarier than a horror movie.
Well, it doesn't matter what it is for me. I like horror in social settings. That's it. Because it's about you get scared, then it's funny that everybody got scared. But if you're just by yourself and you're just afraid.
Oh my god, I tried to do that one time a few years ago. I don't even remember what movie it was, but I tried to watch one by myself. I was I wanted to see that, so I put it on, and I watched 5 minutes of a movie and shut it off. I was like, this is too fucked up. It's too real.
Yeah. Oh, this game has cats.
What are you playing?
I'm just in the shop.
What? I'm trying to decide the Switch store?
Yeah.
Or are you browsing free mini games or something?
No, I'm looking at real games.
Well.
But I don't have any money.
Well,
I do, but I don't want to get my wallet right now.
There's probably free games that are probably pretty fun.
Probably not. Free games always suck.
That's not true. There's tons of really cool free games.
How am I supposed to find free games?
I don't know. Maybe there's a fucking tab that says free.
I don't see that.
Open your eyes.
See, no, you don't. That's not the thing I was going to say, though. Even as I say this, if someone said this about me, I'd be mad about it, but I think it's true.
Okay.
I have, a legitimate resistance to understanding games. I was going to say tech in general, but that's not really... it is kind of true, actually. Even at work, when I have to learn a new program or something, it's, the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I really, really, really have to engage myself to do it. And then once I do it, it's fine, and I don't mind using it at all. It's not a taste issue, necessarily. It's just, absorbing the process of how to use the content. And, there are certain games that I'll watch someone else play for, hours, but if I have to have the controller in my hands, the hand-eye coordination, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just I can't think that way unless it's a device that I'm very used to. There are games that I like because they're simple. which is why I like Pac-Man and stuff. It's like there's like one button basically.
Mm-hmm.
but if I have to remember or do something more complicated, it's really hard for me. And if I like have a certain charger that I need for something and I lose it, it's like, yep, that's the whole console. Done. Never picking
Ruined.
this up again. Like,
yeah.
I just can't, I just have a really, really hard time with that for some reason.
The only video games I will play are games from Software, which are the Dark Souls games, Minecraft, and random shooter games. Like, I played a lot of Call of Duty in high school and stuff. I wasn't like a Call of Duty guy per se. Like, I didn't have like a clan tag, for example. But yeah, I'm sharing the most boring like fact about myself in the world. What do you think it is about the why don't you just learn how to use stuff? Why do you think you do that?
I mean, I do learn how to use stuff.
Why don't you know how to learn anything? No answer.
I just think you're a little rude, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like Dark Souls. That's actually one of the games that's on my Switch. I really like playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, I was playing it on your Switch after I set it up. I have a new playthrough of Dark Souls on the Switch, and it fucking sucks to play on that fucking device.
So
it gives me a headache. I can't fucking see. I die all the time, and it's like making me so mad, but I can't stop playing.
Well, dude, that's why you're supposed to put this in the dock and play it on the TV.
Oh, well, you don't have that. You fucking lost it. Or you threw it away or something.
No, I didn't. It broke. You were literally there.
I don't remember.
I might.
That didn't happen. Wait, are you really mad? I was just kidding. What did I do?
You said a bunch of slightly rude things in a row, so they added up to one very rude thing, and now I'm mad. But
nice.
No, remember when you used to play Fortnite in my house? The only way that I could connect anything to my TV was the Switch dock, and it would always disconnect.
Nah, you're I know exactly what you're talking about, but that wasn't at that apartment where I played Fortnite. That was when we first started hanging out, and you were a completely different person. You only listened to music with an Alexa, and I remember thinking that was like interesting. I was like, wow, you're like an Alexa person. That's pretty cool about you. But it turns out that was a fake characteristic that you presented to me. You're not an Alexa person.
Yes, I am.
When was the last time you used an Alexa?
My Alexa's in my studio.
In your studio? Where is your studio? Oh, in the old studio.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't bring it here yet.
When was the last time it was set up?
So, I mean, I had it for a long time. I liked it a lot. I think my mom gave it to me for like Christmas or something. But then I just got really creeped out about it. I just didn't like having a voice control device always on in my house. I just felt like that was creepy. Because it also used to do that thing where it would light up when it thought you were saying Alexa. But any word that kind of sounded like that, it would light up and start recording for a second, and then it would go to sleep again. And I just noticed it was doing it like all the time, and I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like I was always online. You know what I mean?
I have a story about the only time I've ever bought an Alexa. It's kind of a lame story, but it's kind of funny looking back.
Okay.
I bought a person that I was in a relationship with an Alexa as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And this person like flipped out.
Why?
Because it was a terrible gift. And she was like, why would you buy me this?
What the fuck?
Why would I ever use an Alexa? I've never ever had any interest. And I was just like mortified because I was just like, I thought it was cool.
What an asshole.
I just thought it was a cool idea. Yeah, I literally spent like $100 on it.
Why?
And we,
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
That's so ungrateful and mean.
It's funny now, but it wasn't funny at the time at all.
Get fucking owned.
I was just like, wow, I really am a fucking idiot. I really shouldn't have bought that.
Sounds like your
wish
fault.
I just bought it for myself or something.
Did you keep it?
No.
Did they keep it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know.
You should have taken it back and been like, you're right, and just returned it.
Yeah, well, it just didn't happen like that.
How the fuck are you gonna ream someone for getting you a gift and then keep it? You can't also keep it.
I know. I should have known that was, not to talk about old relationships on the podcast, but what's funny is the gift dynamic in that specific relationship was probably the main red flag in the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, because I got bad reviews every time I would gift.
Well, were you giving bad gifts?
No,
did you have like a history of giving bad gifts?
No, I would be constantly anxious and go way overboard every time because I was so afraid of doing a horrible gifting.
Oh.
All right, you're supposed to laugh.
That's sad.
You're supposed to laugh, not feel bad. Anyway, all right. Change of subject.
I'm in my Tetris game right now. Like, I reopened my Tetris from before when I used to use this a lot. And I'm level 17 in Tetris. I want to wipe my stats.
Wait, what? Over. So the last time you played on that Switch, you were level 17?
Yeah, I have 4 hours of playtime on my Tetris app.
That's pretty sick.
It's not that much, honestly. Did you know that they've done, like, studies, like PTSD research studies, that if you play Tetris right after a traumatic event, you're less likely to, like, maladaptively... Wait, I need to...
Wait, so people who have experienced major trauma are better at Tetris immediately after the traumatic event?
No, it has nothing to do with
that. Like people like getting,
dude, I don't
they
have
like
a
getting
Switch
car
Online
accidents
membership.
Before gaming tournaments and shit. What'd you say?
I don't have a Switch Online membership.
Yeah, I fucking was fucking with it trying to figure out how to set that up, but I couldn't.
You have to pay for it.
It's connected to the Wi-Fi. Does that help?
I mean, I guess it does, yeah. I do need that to sign up.
Well, I connected you.
Thanks.
So.
Oh, it's not that much money.
How much is it? It's like paying for Xbox Live?
It's $20 for a year.
That's
or $3.99 a month.
Fucking pay it. Fuck it.
Wait.
If you really think you're gonna use it, fucking pay it, dog.
What if I don't use it? Should I buy the whole year?
Just sign up for $3.99 a month. You're not even gonna notice that it gets taken out. That's like a cup of coffee. I was at Dunk's the other day in the drive-thru, and it was my turn to pay and get my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman at the fucking window was like, she was like $4.98, and I was like, for a cup of coffee? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, in my head, I was like, that's not what it costs. And she goes, oh wait, did you get a cold brew? And I was like, no, I got a regular coffee. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong order. And then she changed it, and she was like, $3.98. And I was like, why it just like was such an awakening moment, because I was like, I'm an idiot. Why am I overpaying so much for a mediocre cup of coffee from Dunk's?
What kind of coffee do you get?
I just get a regular iced coffee. 1 almond milk, 1 sugar. Fucking $4. Like, how ludicrous is that? And like 50% of the time, they fucking make it wrong and fuck it up, or the coffee's burnt, or it's gross, and I like don't want to be a piece of shit, so I don't even bring it back. I just suffer with a disgusting coffee.
You should just make iced coffee at home.
I know, but it's such a hassle, and it just doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
It's just never as good. It's like saying you're going to make a McDouble at home. Like, you're not. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that.
Hey, you want to hear something cool?
What?
I signed up for that thing.
What thing?
The
class. Wait, what thing?
That too. I also signed up for
the fucking Wii Live.
Shut up.
Nintendo Switch online.
Yeah.
Does that mean you can play Animal Crossing with like your friends or something?
Yes, actually. I also know that I did that a lot because I just looked on here and I have a shit ton of friends on Switch.
Aw, that's probably from the pandemic, dude.
It is. Because that's when Animal Crossing came out. It was during the pandemic. That's why I have a Switch.
Yo, dude, I missed the hype with that. I just straight up didn't sign up for it and was playing Minecraft. And I was sad because my friends that I was playing Minecraft with at the time all started playing Animal Crossing together, and I just like didn't buy it in time, I just didn't really get on the hype train at the right time.
I didn't either.
So I
got
didn't
it
get
like
to do that at
a
all.
little bit after everybody else did. So a bunch of people added me, but they had much better things.
Oh, and you felt envious and sad.
Yeah. Why is this? What the fuck is going on?
Are you
Oh, wait, fuck. Never mind, I figured it out. I'm playing Tetris. It's different than regular Tetris, though. It's like a battle.
Wouldn't it be so funny if we had a video podcast where it was just 4 panels on the screen? One was what game you were playing, and one was what game I was playing, and the other 2 panels were us.
That would be...
It was just like a double gaming video.
That would be fun.
Probably would be. We should start a gaming channel.
I was just going to make a joke about that, but then I got distracted by my Tetris.
So we could suffer doing a shitload of extra work so someone could watch our video, so it could get like 7 views.
I honestly, not going to lie, I think you already know this, so it's actually fine to say, but I was fucking pissed that we had to record right now because I really didn't want to. But now I'm playing Tetris and I actually don't care. Like, we're just talking.
We're just chilling.
I was so fucking mad we had to record.
Yeah, me too.
I did not want to do that. And I wanted to be mean to you because you reminded me we had to do it, but it wasn't your fault, so I wasn't.
Yeah, because we do have... cats hissing, bastards. We did have 2 separate episodes that are just not processed and are not ready to air.
We literally recorded fucking twice this week, and we still... This is our 3rd time recording this week.
One of them needs to be edited down due to guest request.
Which is fair.
Which is annoying. And that episode is only fucking 35 minutes long anyway, so it's like...
we got sidetracked.
So it's what are we doing here? And the other one was not recorded by us. It was recorded by a third party, and the processing has a different time frame than it would have if, which is no problem, obviously.
It's higher quality than what we usually produce.
Yeah, it's not like I'm mad about it. It's just that we didn't plan.
I was a little mad about it earlier.
Well, you're not mad at anybody. You're just annoyed.
I'm mad at you.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Thanks.
Psych.
Thanks for being so mean. It fuels me.
I'm fucking killing it right now. I wish you knew.
Well, I never will.
I just knocked out 4 rows at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't really understand what the fuck? So, I'm playing competitive Tetris online with 70 other people right now.
Wow.
And they all have their own Tetris games going. And I think we're racing. I'm in the top 50 right now out of however many people. Oh, it was 100 people. I'm in 47th right now. 46.
That's not bad.
And by that I mean I'm a bunch of people died and I'm 46, 45.
Did you know that when Tetris was invented or made or whatever,
mm-hmm.
that it was the intellectual property of the Soviet Union for many years?
I actually did know that because I used to play Tetris with my dad a lot and he told me that.
Wow.
This was something... Do you ever have a weird hobby that you used to do with your dad on Saturday mornings when you were a little kid?
I think I might have. I forgot.
Why did dads do that? It's kind of
probably
funny.
to spend time with their children. Would be my guess.
Every time that I had a thing that I would do with my dad, though, it was always something super weird, a very specific craft or something. But we were really into Tetris and Sudoku for a long time.
Oh.
Dad crafts.
Sudoku, man.
Fuck! I just fucked up so... Fucking idiot. Fucking stupid fucking idiot.
I hated Sudoku. I think I was just mad at everyone that played Sudoku because I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
Yeah, I just didn't understand how to do it, and that made me mad and feel stupid, so I never learned.
Do you want me to teach you? It's not that hard.
No,
it's actually pretty
Trust
fun.
me, I don't want you to.
It's not math. It looks like it's math, but it's not.
I just don't want. I'll die or something. All right, you just went on like a whole thing about how you don't let anybody teach you how to play video games, and
That's not what I said.
You don't even know how to like charge your Switch because you don't want people to explain it to you.
That's not what I said.
Are you mad at me? What did I do?
Well, I was kind of being vulnerable about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well,
I'm just kind of kidding right now. It's okay.
Oh,
but I was also kind of mad at you.
Why?
Because I was kind of being vulnerable about that. It's not that deep, but I am kind of mad.
Yeah, bruh. Remember that one episode where we did advice, like written in advice from listeners, and
the one where we lied,
and it was all fake. We just made all of it up. Nobody wrote in.
Do you think everybody knew we lied?
I bet most people did, but there's probably like one person that didn't, and they're like, "Oh fuck, I'm a dumbass."
I hope they know they're a dumbass.
I hope they know. I hope they fucking feel it.
They fucking feel bad.
I hope they fucking can't even look themselves in the eye.
Just kidding. I would love to listen to that again and see if we did a good job at lying.
No, we weren't trying to be. We weren't even trying at all to be convincing. I don't think.
I think we were in the beginning.
Yeah, I think maybe it started out that way, but
was that the corncob pipe episode?
That was the one. Yeah. Just some corncob pipe type deal. It's a corncob pipe type beat.
What's the worst tattoo that you could find out somebody had during your first date with them after a long-term online relationship in which you fell in love?
Oh my god, like you had just been like talking online and on the phone for like a year and then you finally meet up?
Yeah.
Maybe they just
you're already in love with this person, then you found out about this tattoo.
You know what it is? They just have a fucking giant full color Iron Man sleeve. Would that be fucking like weird?
Would that give you the ick?
No. I mean, I just think it'd be weird.
What's one that would literally like it would make you see them differently? You felt bad about it.
You mean like I don't know, like a swastika tattoo or something?
Oh no, not something like that's too obvious.
Yeah.
Something that's like not inherently wrong, because you feel bad that it made you feel differently, but it did change things.
You know what? Probably literally a Confederate flag tattoo.
That
because there's a lot. No. There's a lot of people that have those that just get them because it's like, yeah, Southern. I'm a Southern guy.
No.
And they don't like.
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel guilty about that being a deal breaker.
Oh, I have to feel guilty? That's
yes,
like a part of it?
You weren't listening to my parameters.
Oh.
I said it's something that isn't
Oh, you mean
wrong.
so someone doesn't... Oh, okay.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, got it.
You're just kind of being an asshole, but it is non-negotiable.
Like you're being wicked judgmental?
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo. That's that.
Would that be an end of the line for you?
I would probably,
because this is how we started dating. Out. It's like talking on the internet. What was a tattoo
leave
that I could have had? Oh fuck! I died again. I'm like pissed.
You should probably just learn how to play Tetris.
You should probably learn how to play Sudoku, bitch. It's just counting. Do you know that it's really fun?
Oh my god! Stop. Just stop.
I'm gonna see if there's a free Sudoku app on the Switch store.
Dude, you're gonna actually make me mad.
If that makes you mad, then it's too easy to make you mad. You should work on that. If that makes you mad, you need to work on yourself.
You need therapy. Fair. Fuck, I'm trying to think. Maybe like one of those ones that says like, you know what? Honestly, literally, this is gonna be offensive. Straight up, just like a Bible verse, like religious tattoo.
Interesting.
I'd be like, oh, dude, this is awkward.
I was gonna say like a clock.
That's fine.
Like a black and gray clock.
Honestly, I don't hate those as much as everybody else does. I mean, I think that normies need their own art style. And if that's the one that they've all collectively chosen to be the normie art style, they can have it. That's okay with me. Can you imagine if that was the same trend, but it was just like graffiti bubble letters?
I feel like...
Wouldn't that be fucking so funny to just have like graffiti tattooed on you?
I feel like I've seen that on like...
People who are into just graffiti?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't fucking know.
I feel like it would really depend how it looks. Like that could also be a like not ideal tattoo.
What's a red flag favorite movie, but it can't be like Fight Club or something, but it's like one you wouldn't expect to be a red flag?
In the right context, Edward Scissorhands.
Why? Edward Scissorhands? That's like the most innocuous random movie.
But it could be a secret Nightmare Before Christmas type thing.
Just like the person's a Tim Burton fan.
Yeah.
And that's a red flag.
They're just a Johnny Depp apologist.
You know what's so funny about the whole Johnny Depp debacle is we were making the podcast like full, like we were fully podcasting, and I don't think we ever mentioned that public story once.
That was because it was very triggering for me.
Oh. Yeah, I think I wrote in my journal at the time something like, the Johnny Depp trial is happening right now, and it's causing uncomfortable conversations all across the world.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation.
Yeah. But hey.
I like still don't really know what happened at that trial because I was not one of the people that watched all of it. It just made me feel like shit every time I saw it online every single day, so I just like stopped interacting with it.
Do you want me to explain the entire thing to you?
No.
Why? You wanted me to teach you. You wanted me to learn Sudoku.
Oh, you're gonna teach me Sudoku?
If you let me tell you all about the Johnny Depp trial.
You'll teach me Sudoku.
Yeah.
You'll acquire a skill set and then relay it to me.
I'll hop on Wikipedia, figure it out, then teach it to you.
You go on the Sudoku Wikipedia. Where they have the rules.
Yeah, probably.
It's literally just counting.
I'm just kidding. This isn't fair. We don't have fair opposite ends.
What, you mean you can't think of a good comeback? And you're...
No, I just feel like making you talk about the Johnny Depp trial will make you like mad at me, but Sudoku, I'm like apparently need to go to therapy if I'm mad about Sudoku.
Do you think I'm a bitch?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think that. I was joking, but then the joke felt too like it felt icky.
I was trying to decide if I should dial it up or not, so thank you.
If you
for
should
your
dial
feedback.
up being mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny is there's a famous comedian named Bobby Lee who's fine, and I heard him say on a podcast one time that if you are struggling to be funny, like you don't like you're kind of like can't really figure out a good angle, that the best thing you can do is to just be mean, and that'll like save whatever you're doing.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, he's one of the best comics, apparently.
Yeah, but I don't think that's advice for everybody. Like, maybe a comedian can do that.
Yeah, it's advice to comedians.
Well, you didn't say that.
Well, I mean, in this capacity, Theo, you're kind of playing the role
of a comedian?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, you're on a podcast being funny. What the fuck else would you be considered?
I just exist like this. But no, for real, have you ever seen someone who's like authentically just kind of mean, like try to make fun of someone in a funny way, but it's like not even funny, and it's just like a shitty thing to say, and it's like so embarrassing for them?
Yeah, you really don't want to be the mean person.
There's this part of me though that's like
do you like wondering if that's you?
Oh no. Oh. I'm very funny every time I speak. So whatever. I'm also like, I don't like when people are mean for no reason, but I get like a lot of pleasure out of it when somebody's really mean to someone who doesn't deserve it, but everybody in the room just thinks that it was so stupid that they said that they just like have to sit in the shame of their shitty thing they said.
Oh, when somebody's mean to be funny and then it flops,
their mean joke is just like a total like loss on their part, and everybody thinks that they're cringe because they did it.
It's poetic justice for sure.
It's like so great. I love when that happens.
It's like Yeah, because like that's definitely a bad habit. Because like I've been in friend groups, for example, where nobody necessarily was hurt or like upset about this, but the banter just ended up developing into like fucking with each other
Yeah.
for so long that it just ended up becoming like toxic,
Yeah.
where it was just like going too far every time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, where does this end, guys? Like, how do we, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta fucking, this has gotta stop.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I was in a friend group like that for a while, and it was kind of, I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it was like everybody was doing it, and it was like, nobody was really,
I
um,
used to
nobody
for
was necessarily a victim or a bad person in that situation.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I used to be um like always the like butt of jokes like that
Hmm.
for a really long time, and now I just don't usually have friendships like that.
Me
I have
neither.
like a very low tolerance for that now, actually.
Yeah.
I have a low tolerance about people doing it around about other people in front of me too. Like I've actually ended friendships over that recently, which is only I guess significant because that's character development on my part. Not because I ever really found it funny, like I never really did, but I used to be like shy about that. Now I'm just like kind of a bitch actually.
Do you know what you know how people often will refer to that kind of dialogue or banter as being spicy almost?
I hate the word spicy
Well, I
in any
mean, just,
context.
but I'm just saying, like, whatever, like something heating up.
Yeah.
I mean, literally in a culinary context, if you just dump fucking spice on something, it's going to be disgusting.
Yeah, it's gonna taste
Like, I don't
horrible.
give a shit if it's Cajun food or whatever the fuck it is. If it's got too much fucking sauce, bro, it sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with like fucking around and talking shit and like kind of like ragging on each other in a way, but it's got to just be a small part of the banter.
It
If
has to
it's
accent the dish.
if it's the like, you can't have just a tub of fucking sriracha as an entree. That would be fucking disgusting. Can you imagine just eating a bowl of ketchup?
Yeah.
That's what making fun of people all the time is like. Is like you are the bowl of ketchup, and it's gross.
Ugh. It's true.
But you can bring ketchup. You know,
As a
every,
topping.
yeah, that's what I'm
A
saying.
topping that everyone has consented to.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, if you're in a friendship where like you guys tease each other or something and both of you are down with that, that's completely different. But if it's somebody who you don't have that kind of relationship with and you just like assume the role of being the shit talker in their life, you're actually just an adult bully, which is cringe as fuck.
Yeah, you don't want to be an adult bully. What do you think? Hmm. Huh. Do you think there's people, how there's a lot of people who were like, they were like a bully when they were a kid,
Yeah.
and then they got older and they realized like, oh man, I was like really a jerk to my fellow 13-year-olds back then.
Yeah.
Wish I could have not done that. Do you think there's like any like community out there of recovered adult bullies? Like people who just fucking totally treated people like shit in their like office, like, and bullied people, but like they stopped, and that was a few years ago, and now they're like, man, I really regret being an adult bully.
I bet so. It probably depends like what part of adulthood you're talking about. Because if like you're like 50 and you're doing that, that might be like
Yeah, you're
you're
probably
probably done
secretly a
cooking.
serial killer and
Yeah.
nobody knows yet.
But if you were an adult bully when you were like 21 and now you're 27 and you're like, I was an idiot after college, like I feel like some people do that. Not ideal, but
See, in my
there's room to
mind,
grow.
being a 21-year-old piece of shit doesn't even qualify as being an adult bully.
Yeah, you're basically a kid still.
You
If
know,
you're
it was like
21 and you're doing that and you're listening, don't do that anymore. But
it was a shocking thing that I experienced when I was a young teen.
what?
It was at my first job, which was at my aunt's diner. I was the dishwasher. Tetris gasp.
Yeah, I just realized how this works. I placed 25 out of 100, by the way.
Oh, good for you.
So when everyone in the game, there's 100 people in the game. when everybody in the game annihilates a row, they send that row to someone else's game. So I was doing fine, and then someone sent me 10 fucking rows at once.
Oh, because they did good.
Yeah, they knocked out a ton of them at once.
Oh, okay.
So what you need to do is just survive the whole game, and then the last 25, just start slamming full rows if you can.
I'll remember that if I played Nintendo Switch on the DS, Tetris. What I was going to say is I had this job, and one of the waitresses was the manager, and she worked she basically was the only, she made everyone's hours, and she gave herself the best hours and didn't let anybody take her hours, and she was like a tyrant, and she was like 31 or something.
Yeah.
And my aunt went and hired another waitress without consulting the manager, because my aunt was the owner, so she obviously like had full right to do that.
Yeah.
But the manager retaliated, and this wasn't even secret. She told me that she was doing this. She was like, oh yeah, she basically just straight up said it openly. She's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna bully her till she quits. She sucks, and like she didn't want her to take her money.
Yeah.
And then the lady was like a middle-aged woman, and I was like a teenager that was literally on drugs at the time, and even I was like, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And she literally just made the lady cry and was a piece of shit to her until she literally quit. And I was like, holy fuck, it worked.
That's fucking horrible, but I feel like that actually happens like so often in food service.
It was crazy because this woman in particular just completely transparent. She's like, oh yeah,
brazen.
Oh yeah, Deborah over there, I'm bullying her currently until she quits. She hasn't quit yet, but it's gonna be soon.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. I think I just didn't really think anything of it because I was a teenager, but also it didn't really seem real. Like I didn't know at the time that you could do that. Like that was like a new concept to me, I think.
You kind of like can't, like you shouldn't do that.
Well, it's not allowed or okay. But I didn't know that was like a villainous thing that people did.
It was an option.
Yeah, I guess. Like I just didn't know that, I don't know. Whatever.
Some people are terrible.
Hey, it's true.
You know what I think about a lot? Do you ever think about a memory? Maybe this is actually me about to say something embarrassing on the podcast, but do you ever think about a memory where you thought you were having a good time and then you realized like 10 years later that you were being bullied probably?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons actually.
When I was, I wasn't even a waitress yet. I was a hostess at this restaurant. And it was like, I was like 18 and everybody that worked there, that was a server, was like between 23 and 30. And it was a really high paying serving job. So it was really competitive. Like some of the servers were super, super, super nice. Like I still have people that I'm still friends with from that job. But some of them were very competitive and like not so nice. And this was 2016, so I was doing like 2016 brows, and I used to do my makeup at work a lot because I would come in for like the 8 a.m. opening shift, and I would do my makeup at the host stand because I'd be there before we opened, so I'd just do it right there or whatever. And a lot of the servers would do their makeup in the morning too, and there was a day where everybody was talking about how like nice my eyebrows were, but like a lot, like suspiciously a lot. And then like 5 or 6 of the servers had me do their eyebrows. Like they took off their eye makeup and had me do their makeup for the shift.
Dude, you told me this story before.
I think about it like when I do my makeup almost every single day now.
That's
and
so
I'm like,
fucking sad.
But I don't know because some of them were people that were actually nice to me. So I still can't tell. Maybe it was bullying. Kind of seems like it probably was.
Yeah.
But,
you know what that made me think of when you said being bullied and having no idea that you're being made fun of?
What?
When I was a teenager, there were so many times where adults would give me alcohol and get me drunk and stuff. And I would think that they were like partying with me, but I think a lot of them were just weird people that thought it was funny to see me get drunk.
That's weird.
I think that happened to me a lot.
That's like creepy in a way I feel like there's not a word for.
But I feel like there's people that probably relate to that. There's probably somebody who just heard that and went, yeah, same. I don't know, though.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
I feel like, yeah, that's weird. I just realized that painting of that clown guy with the baby that he's holding that has like your hair on him is the same composition as the painting you made of you and Reed.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
You do that by accident sometimes.
I've painted tons of weird, like, ghostly creatures holding ghostly babies. Oh my god, that freaks me out. And I made one that's actually me holding Reed, a real baby.
Yeah, there's one of that one, the one with the grandma and the weird naked guy is also the same composition.
I literally didn't even fucking know that I did that.
This is not the first time you've done that. When you have paintings on your walls for too long, you make different versions of them.
Well, there's paintings that I made like potentially close to like 10 years ago that are that composition too.
That makes sense.
I mean, I think you just, you probably do this too. You just get a painting composition or drawing composition.
That you really love.
Or not even just that, but it just is in your, it's like musicians that kind of accidentally write the same songs over and over again.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So something's happening right now that's like really stressing me out. It just keeps saying watch out, but I don't know why. My Tetris game. I'm talking about my Tetris game.
What is this Tetris game? Like, what is it, like Tetris Plus? Like, what is it called? Tetris what?
I don't know.
Just Tetris?
I think it's like Tetris 99.
Oh.
I'll check in a minute.
Oh, you're in game, so you can't look.
Yeah.
You know what I've wondered if it could be like a cool idea for the podcast?
What?
Or potentially not just the podcast, but just our like personal art community and network of people that we know in real life and people who just know about what we're doing and are like adjacently involved or just think it's cool or something. If we just started like a Discord where the only criteria for joining was just basically that you knew about it.
Hell yeah.
Like you're just some person that's like, oh, I heard you have a Discord. Can I join? And you just go, sure. And it's just like basically just people, like there's no purpose to it.
I'm a really big fan of group chats. I think that they're great.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool because there's like a lot of people who are like, oh, I made a Discord for my fans. But like, what if it was different than that? Where it's not like, oh, these are the listeners of Boston Art Podcast, but it was more like, oh, this is just like people just in our orbit, in our loop.
It's the homies.
Well, I feel like it would be odd to call it a friend group chat.
I was just kidding.
I know.
It's a joke.
I didn't mean to say that you're odd. I didn't mean that.
Actually, Theo, that's odd.
Actually, you're fucking weird, and I don't trust you.
I'd be less offended if you said weird. You said odd.
Isn't it funny that saying something's weird, you don't really mean that it's weird? You like mean that it's like peculiar or interesting or something. But if you say that something's odd,
that's like insulting.
Then it's like the word weird kind of changed and the word odd got upgraded.
Pretty odd. Do you think of Panic at the Disco every time you say odd?
No. Is there a Panic song that has the word odd prominently featured in it?
Their album.
I think when I really cared about Panic at the Disco, it was before I like listened to albums.
Fuck.
I would just like download a couple songs off LimeWire.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really know that like I didn't really understand the appeal of listening to a whole album. Were you like that when you were a kid? I totally was. Like I didn't listen to albums until I was in like high school.
I'm kind of like that now.
Really? Like you just like a song or two?
Yeah. If I really like an artist, I'll listen to a whole album. But I usually just find songs by Discover Weekly and just like save them and add them to a playlist that's like not organized.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think it's because I usually consume music while I'm driving, so I just have one button. It's just the like button.
What I'll do is I'll just like random songs, but if I find a song that I think is especially dope, then I'll listen to a few songs from the album. And some of the time, the album's really good. But most of the time, I listen to a little bit of the album and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Well, like, for example, do you remember the highly anticipated Jack Harlow album that came out back when that audio First Class was like all over the fucking universe?
Up in the sky.
Yeah, remember that? He dropped that album and it fucking sucked.
I think I'm singing a Fergie song. But
well, it was a sample of a Fergie song.
Oh, really?
It was a Jack Harlow song where the chorus was a sample of a Fergie song.
Oh.
First Class.
But yeah, I feel like that's pretty common with TikTok viral audios that they always.
I just didn't expect that from Jack Harlow though, because Jack Harlow didn't seem like just a TikTok star, even though he probably was. Like, I mean, like usually TikTokers like blow up because they did something fucked up or something, and then they're like, also, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
But then, and then like their music is like ass or something. But Jack Harlow just like appeared as a successful rapper. Like he didn't blow up because he was wacky. He just blew up because he like put out a couple really good songs. Like What's Poppin', for example.
Huh.
Are you familiar with Jack Harlow's arc at all?
Not really.
Who gives a fuck? He's kind of like been out of the spotlight since he put out that album that didn't really like amount to anything.
That makes sense. I haven't heard anything about him in a while.
Yeah, it was interesting because he was literally everywhere. I mean, he still is everywhere. Like, he's still in, like, you know, celebrity news stuff a lot. But,
fuck me.
You know, who's another one that was kind of like that was the Kid Laroi.
Who?
Kid Laroi. He did and there you go. Oh, can't make a wife out of a hoe.
Oh yeah.
I'll never find the words. Blah, blah, blah.
How long ago did that song come out?
That was probably early 2022 or 21, maybe.
Wow. That feels like it was a song from like 2003 or something.
Yeah, right. I think it's called Without You by Kid Laroi. But yeah, that kid was on fucking SNL, did a fucking song with Miley, was like everywhere, and he's just like, where is he? You know who I think is somebody from the hyper modern era that will be like in museums, like someone that is remembered forever, like authentically, is Post Malone. I think Post Malone is going to be like a Dolly Parton figure one day.
Interesting.
Like somebody, like there's a lot of people who are like very popular that are like probably going to be forgotten by time.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is a select group of them that are not going to be forgotten by time.
That's probably true.
Like, who's another person that you think is going to be like immortally famous forever? That isn't currently. Like someone like Dolly Parton is like going to be like a forever figure. Someone like Michael Jackson is a forever person. Kurt Cobain. But like someone right now, like Miley Cyrus, I feel like is probably one of those people, for example,
yeah,
who is like an infinite person. Joe Rogan probably is one of them. Well, he's kind of a weird one to name though, because he's not an artist or musician. He's like just some fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's just some guy that sucks.
I don't know that he's a forever famous type, to be honest with you.
You don't think so? I feel like he's gonna be like one of those people like fucking I don't fucking know. Never mind. Fuck Joe Rogan. Like who are those like famous interviewers like Charlie Rose or like Larry King? Anyway, maybe not actually. I'm on crack. How's Tetris going over there?
It's stressful right now, to be honest.
I can tell.
I'm getting barraged with attacks. Fuck.
Nice.
Why are you mad at me?
I don't know. I'm just kind of carrying this half of the podcast, and you're not really.
That's not true.
You're not really like saying much.
I've been saying a lot.
You're just going, huh? I've never heard of that. Nice.
Well,
you know what you're doing to me is how you feel when I say facts. That's what you're doing to me.
Yeah, you do this to me.
Yeah, and you fucking flip out every time.
Not every time.
I'm being pretty fair right now.
Not every time do I flip out.
Not every time do I flip out.
Only sometimes do I flip out.
Well, you only have to pretend to be interested in this conversation for a few more minutes.
Why?
Because it's almost over.
The conversation?
We're at 50 minutes.
Oh.
I was thinking about editing that other segment and adding it to this one, but since I have to edit this directly after we're done recording this, I'm not gonna.
Good for you. I don't think you should. You should be able to relax.
And watch Lost. We're almost done with Lost. What do you think of Lost so far?
I fucking love Lost. It's so good. The only thing that sucks about it is that it's so old that nobody knows what you're talking about once you've seen it.
Well, what I love about it is that it's so old. There is just something so timeless and like sad about it. I also not in like I feel like everybody loves Y2K these days, but I feel like I love it for a more interesting, special, super cool reason, not like all those other stupid people that like it. But it's just such a special era to me, nostalgia wise, just simply because that's just what grown-ups looked like when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like the fashion, the music, the cars, like everything that they talk about. Like it's just, that's what like my parents looked like. That's like what my cousins and aunts and uncles looked like.
Yeah.
So it just makes me feel so like it's just spooky to watch like media that was like supposed to appeal to like young people of that time.
It is pretty neat. It's funny to think about like memories from that time and realize like I had a relationship with this like pop culture, or I had a relationship with like this fashion. Like I remember how I felt about it, and then doing the math and being like, I was
9.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2004, I was 7.
Yeah, I think I was 9.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Right?
Yeah. The first concert I ever went to is, I think it's like 18 years ago.
Holy shit. Really?
Yeah. Simple Plan, Plain White Tees, and Paramore.
This is a good first concert.
Yeah, I found that. I looked that up on this website called concertarchives.com, which is like super weird that my first show was on. And literally, so Simple Plan was the headliner. The direct supporting band under that is a random band that doesn't exist anymore, that only has like 80,000 monthly listeners.
Wow.
Which is a lot, but you know, for a band that was touring with Simple Plan in their fucking peak.
Yeah, fumbled it.
Yeah, they're like gone basically. And then the other supporting band, Plain White Tees, and then the fucking opener was fucking Paramore.
Yeah.
I remember that vividly, and I remember being like, that band with the girl that played wasn't very good. I didn't like it, I think, because I was 10.
Damn.
And the other band that I don't even remember the name of, I think was like terrible.
I was talking about first concerts at work the other day. I have a kind of bad first concert, I feel like.
What was it, like Jonas Brothers or something?
No, that would have been a good first concert.
I feel like that's like most girls born in the late 90s, early 2000s first concert is the Jonas Brothers.
The person I was talking to, her first concert was Jonas Brothers.
Really?
Yeah. But no.
What was it? I don't even know what your first concert was.
Jake Bugg.
Jake Bugg. No, that's a really good first concert. No, I did know that. You told me that one time. That's awesome.
It's because I wasn't...
You were an indie teen.
Yeah, and I also didn't... I don't know what the deal was, because the way that I remember it and what I was about to say is that I wasn't allowed to go to concerts until I was, like, older. And that might have been true, but I think maybe like we couldn't afford it or something.
Yeah,
I don't really know. I don't know why I didn't, because my mom is actually like really fucking into live music. Like that's her like number one thing that she like loves doing is going to concerts and festivals. So
was it that way when you were a teen as well?
she didn't go to them, at least not like that I remember, until I was like late teens, like 18 or 19, and then she started going again. But you have to remember too, like Noah, my youngest sibling, is 5 years younger than me, and he was homeschooling. So I think she was like full in on homeschooling for a while and wasn't like going into the city really very much.
Hmm.
Um, so she just wasn't, and now she like that's what she spends her extra money on when she's not like buying like shit for the house or whatever it is that she spends her money on, I guess. But so like it's hard for me to believe that I actually wasn't allowed to go, but I wasn't. I don't think. I should ask her about that and see like what the actual deal was. But I didn't go to a concert until I was like, I think I was 15 or 16 for that.
When you first went to concerts, my parents were like this. They made me think, and maybe this is true in some cases,
Mm-hmm.
but they made me think going to a concert was like going to like being deployed to Iraq or something. Like they were like, don't talk to anybody. Don't. People are gonna try to give you pills and kill you. Don't talk. Like they like made it sound horrifying.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's honestly is probably just terrifying to allow a child to just go to a concert.
Yeah.
One time I scared the shit out of my Uncle Rudy because it was right after I had gotten sober. Like, so I was like 16 and like out of a program or something.
Yeah.
And my cousin Zoe had extra tickets to go see Asking Alexandria.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a fuck about that band like at all because they were like, it's like post metalcore 2010s bullshit, whatever. But what the fuck was I just gonna say? But I saw, and it was at the Palladium in Worcester. And one thing about the Palladium that's kind of cool if you go to shows there is that if you just hang out behind the building outside during the concert, you'll probably run into band members that are playing.
Oh.
Because they all like go to their vans in the parking lot behind it and smoke cigarettes outside and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's no fans bothering them because it's during the show. So I went out there and I met band members from Attila, and I met members of IC Stars and a few other random bands that I was into at the time.
That's cool.
But I didn't know this, but apparently I was like missing. Like my Uncle Rudy was like looking for me everywhere in the venue, and he's like, "Where the fuck were you?" Like,
how did you go missing?
Because I just left the venue. But
how did you not know that you were missing?
I didn't know he was looking for me and was calling me and shit, and I like didn't know. Or like I like didn't, I don't know, I didn't have service or something. My phone might have been dead, I don't remember.
Huh.
But yeah, throwback.
I haven't been back to the Palladium. I saw Death Grips at the Palladium.
That was probably cool.
Well, it would have been, but it was also like a first date with somebody that turned out to be like one of the worst things that ever happened to me.
Nice.
But what I remember about it was that the pit was fucking really fun. It was like a really awesome show. But the person kept like they're like shorter than me, like significantly. And the dude kept like standing with their arms around me, like trying to protect me from the pit. And
classic.
I like accidentally on purpose like punched him, get him off of me, and then just didn't tell him that happened. And he turned out to be a very horrible person and had been kind of horrible the whole night, so it was like fine, but
yeah. You know how I know I'm old now?
How?
It's because the idea of going to a show like that where it's just a giant pile of people jumping on top of each other, being sweaty and getting kicked in the face and shit sounds fucking awful.
Really?
Like, I do not want to do that. Like, maybe I would for like maybe a specific band. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even think I could name a band that I would get that hyped for right now. But yeah, that was like I would kill to be in a situation like that when I was younger. That was like the most fun that you could have.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But now I'm like, oh fuck that, dude. Get me out of here.
I feel like neutrally about it, I guess. Like if I were in that context and the vibes were right, I would mosh. But I'm not also like it's not the first kind of show that I would seek out, probably.
Mm.
I really like the energy of shows like that. I like being in that space, but I like to scope out the pit before I'm not planning on getting into it, you know what I mean?
Back in the day, dude, I used to hardcore dance so hard.
Really?
I was one of those dudes, yeah. I used to really
two-stepping?
I was like in a toxic friend group and everyone was like hardcore and had gauges and was in bands and listened to down tempo music or whatever the fuck. And apparently what was like such a horrible part of that
What?
was that everybody had the most what's the word I'm looking for? The most uh unexplainable fleeting explanations for what good music, good hardcore was. And it was like you don't get it, like you don't get it, like it has to have this and this, and it was like this like very rigid weird like series of things that the music had to adhere to in order to be good.
Yeah.
But that definition pretty much changed depending on like how cool that specific band was and whether or not they got to have access to them as people.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a cool band with a ton of clout that everyone got to be friends with, then that type of music was awesome and sick. But if it was like somebody, I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just so shitty and like awful.
This is
terrible times.
South Shore canon.
Yeah, dude.
Every alt person ever had that same experience, I think, in the mid-20 teens.
Well, it's because the only type of, I don't know why this was. Probably, you know what it probably is? It's probably because Boston has such a like rich history of like hardcore punk, like, it's like a very big part of like Boston alternative culture in the 80s and 90s. That's like, so I think that maybe the 2010s metalcore shows and stuff and hardcore punk was probably just a distant echo of that movement and why it still existed in our teenage years. But for my entire early years in DIY and stuff, that was the only thing that existed. There were no fucking acoustic shows. There was no fucking indie rock. There was nothing. There was just motherfucking hardcore, metalcore. Fucking every band had a keyboardist and sounded like fucking scary kids scaring kids or whatever the fuck. Like it was just like, I don't know. It was just a different time. And now you would be hard pressed to find a show like that on, I think.
Yeah.
Like where the fuck are those shows these days? Nowhere. And good. Fucking douchebags. Fuck you. You know what's so funny, dude? This is like me being like so petty, but there was like this douche like loser guy who was like a king of the scene guy type guy when I was like 15 or 16 going to those shows.
Yeah.
And I was at the skate park. I don't know when it was. It was like last year or something. And this dude pulled up to the skate park on roller skates. Nothing wrong with roller skates. All the respect to roller skates. But this dude was just like flailing around, trying to roller skate around the park, looking like a fucking idiot. Looked like shit. Horrible shape. Pale. Like bad life probably. And it was just that guy, like 40.
Damn.
And I was just like, what happened to you, dude? Like he was like this like hot, cool guy that was like in the band that everybody would go to see and everyone knew the words to. And like now his band doesn't and he was an asshole. Now his band doesn't exist. And he's like some weirdo, like shittily roller skating at a skate park. And I was just like, man, like, fuck you.
I mean, I guess
that was like, I just said the meanest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was just being so mean for a few minutes there.
Well, I mean, was he mean to you?
I mean, he was just, just one of those like pretentious, like better than you kind of person.
I do give him props for roller skating at 40 though. It's probably scary.
I mean, the guy probably isn't 40. He's probably like 32 or something.
Oh, well.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, fuck you. You're not hot shit now, are you? Fucking loser.
Yeah.
You suck at roller skating. That's what I wanted to say to him. I wanted to be like, put on a helmet, you idiot. You're going to kill yourself.
Another thing that's fucking gnarly about scenes like that you're reminding me of right now is that it's so, like, everybody's really young. Which is pretty wild. Like, totally. I feel old in scenes like that, like DIY hardcore shows.
Like right now?
Yeah, and I'm, like, not old.
Yeah, it's true. I mean...
Like, I'm older, but I'm well past, like, college age.
Yeah, I mean, I could have graduated college, like, almost 3 times by now. Kind of sad. Is that true? Because you graduate with a BA, bachelor's or whatever, when you're 22? Or if you're on track, at the conventional track?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could basically have, like, 3 college degrees if I was on that path in life.
Well, I think you would only need 2 more years to finish a master's if you were going for that.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I have no regrets. Well, I have tons of regrets, but I don't have any regrets about that.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Who gives a shit? I'm on the path I'm on. I basically didn't even choose it. I just am here.
What are you feeling right now?
Did I just, like, spew some poison into the air by talking about college degrees?
No.
Why? What do you mean? What am I feeling right now? Am I being weird? Am I being negative?
I'm feeling a little bit negative.
Oh, you're burning out?
No.
No, I just mean like you're ready to stop, perhaps?
No. I mean, I guess.
Oh. Is there anything... Is there anything you want to talk about that might change the way you feel?
I don't know. I just feel like we were saying a lot of negative stuff.
Yeah, I was talking shit about that random guy for no reason. That was a little bit negative.
That's fine. I was just checking on you.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, no. No bad vibes here. Only good, happy vibes for me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You didn't eat that ice cream?
I know. I was just thinking
about it. Did it melt?
Probably.
Oh, you know what? I am hungry. I need a snack.
Yep, I can tell. Okay.
You need a snack too.
Yeah, I do.
All right, we're just burnt out. We're just reached the end of the episode is basically what happened.
Really?
Definitely, yeah. We've been recording for over an hour.
Oh.
We're good. We can like stop and then just watch TV instead of record.
So you know what I've noticed has started to happen?
What?
Every time you ask me if I want to stop recording, I get like super mad at you.
You know what I think? I noticed that, and you know what I think it is?
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I think that it's like it has turned into an accidental code, like that I don't mean of it's like I'm asking you like, hey, are you like feeling emotionally fucked up or something?
Okay? Do you need to lay down?
Yeah, it's like, but that's not actually what I'm asking you.
No, I know.
If we've been recording for like only 20 minutes and I ask you that is probably what I mean.
Well, I didn't, maybe that is what I was feeling. I wasn't like intellectualizing it like that or like thinking that there was a reason. I think I just like, maybe I was thinking that. I felt like you were asking if I was killing the vibe and I was like, no.
You thought I was asking if you were killing the vibe?
Well, sometimes you're telling me that I'm killing the vibe and you're like, maybe we should stop recording, but you phrase it like a question because you don't want me to feel bad.
When do I ever think that you're killing the vibe?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm just in a shitty mood on the air. Not in a bad way. I don't know. I'm also playing Tetris.
Theo is ruining the vibe right now. We need to stop recording.
Maybe that's not what I meant to say. But like, I don't know. I think that what I was feeling just now is that I don't like to stop recording really abruptly sometimes because I'm like settled in. And then I'm like, what the fuck do you mean we're gonna just stop? Like we're in the middle of it.
It's transition. It's a situation transition. It's hard.
I have a really hard time with transitions. I don't like being the first one to leave a room. I don't like ending conversations.
That is true about you.
Yeah.
What do you think's going on there? I've never heard you say that about yourself, and it coincidentally is something that I kind of think about you.
I don't know.
That just sounded so offensive. I felt like that was such a shitty way I just put that.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Sorry.
I didn't take it personally.
I felt like such a dick when I said that. Like
I was thinking about what you had started to say and kind of tuned out at the end of your sentence, so I was fine. No,
I wasn't offended because I wasn't listening.
No, it's all good. You didn't say anything bad. I don't know. I think I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and like, do you ever like? I don't know if this is like. This isn't a bad or embarrassing thing to say. It's probably normal.
Okay.
But like, I like sometimes get really in my head about like neurodivergency, and I'm like, should I self-diagnose right now about like something? Like why am I the way that I am, and should I do something about it? And then I'm like, it doesn't actually matter at all. Like it doesn't really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I spent many years like desperately searching for a diagnosis to explain why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
And I would be so frustrated because every psychiatrist or therapist or doctor I talked to would either be like very flagrantly and like loosey-goosey diagnosing me with things, and I'd be like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Or it would be a doctor or someone that would refuse to diagnose you.
Yeah.
They would be like, nothing's wrong with you, just stop being a dumbass, or like, oh, just get more sleep, eat better, exercise. And it's like kind of funny because it's like, yeah, obviously that would help me. And I'm saying that as somebody that does all of those things I just listed currently. So fuck you if you are saying, oh, well, that will help you. But like, to the proverbial person arguing with me in my head. But yeah, that shit used to really fuck with me. Like the whole idea of like not having an answer or an explanation.
Yeah.
And desperately needing one, needing to have a word or a thing that like made me fit into something. And I never got that. I never got that thing. And at this point in my life, I could give a fuck less.
I don't
give
know.
A fuck at all.
Well, the only reason sometimes I think it might be interesting to have a name for whatever's going on is because it would make it easier to find coping strategies intended for people with the same experiences as me. Like, yeah. I think I've talked about this on the air before, that I'm kind of like pretty sure that I have ADHD. That other people in my family on both sides have been diagnosed with that, and it lines up. So that one I'm pretty sure about.
Yeah.
But like, for example, I've also talked pretty openly in the past about like disordered eating, and the entire time that I was in like treatment for that. That's been a battle that I have dealt with for a very long time in my life, but I've never actually gotten any official diagnosis for that. I just went to a doctor and was like, yo, I am having issues with eating. And they're like, you're skinny. Do you have an eating disorder? And I was like, maybe. Do I? I don't like it. And they're like, yeah, probably you do. And then they sent me to fucking cognitive behavioral therapy.
Well, it's funny because you say that because there's so much online discourse about, oh, self-diagnosing is bad, or maybe that's just a Tumblr days thing. I don't know. But like, there's discourse about self-diagnosing or this or that. But a lot of those people fail to realize, because they don't have any real clinical experience whatsoever, they're just idiots online. These days, they're just idiots making TikToks about mental health, even though they don't know shit. But
these days.
But the thing is, there's a lot of conditions that can only be self-diagnosed. Like,
Yeah.
if you're punching yourself in the face over and over again, a doctor doesn't need to diagnose you as somebody who punches himself in the face. Like, you're just, you know that you're doing it.
Well,
Like, if you're like doing heroin, you don't need to be diagnosed as somebody with like a chronic habitual drug abuse illness. Like, you're doing heroin.
well, the thing about that though that's difficult is like, for example, with my situation, like I had an issue for a really long time. This is I don't really like talking about this in depth sometimes because I feel like it can get really triggering, but
You can be abstract. It'll probably be just as good.
well, I was going to say like a lot of the behaviors that when you hear that someone has an eating disorder
Mm-hmm.
come to mind weren't things that I was doing. It was never a body image thing. It was a not knowing how to cook and getting really emotionally flooded when it came to eating to the point of just freezing and then like falling asleep and having like depressive episodes. And I think that in retrospect that was related more to like ADHD and maybe some like I don't know, like I had some learning stuff that I needed to get past. And I wonder too, like we were talking earlier about like new technology and like games and like me getting overwhelmed by things that are like optional technical things. Like I really need to know the right way by my own parameters to do anything. And even if it's something incredibly simple, if I don't understand exactly how it's expected of me, like the way that it can be done best, so that I can have an idea of how I'm doing on a scale of like good to bad at the thing, I can't even do it. To the point where like I have a really long history of starting new jobs, like since the beginning I can remember, and everybody thinking that I'm a fucking moron for the first like 3 months that I'm there, and then I like all of a sudden overnight become like a really good employee and everybody likes me again because I need to figure out my own way of understanding things. And I wondered if that was like a learning disability or if it's a neurodivergency thing. I have a family member who was recently diagnosed autistic and they are like swear up and down that I'm autistic. I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, it there are times in the past when it would have been like unbelievably helpful for me to have that information so that I could seek out coping skills rather than taking the hard road to like survival. But now I'm like fine. Like it's not like ruining my life or anything. I'm like a fully functional adult. So it doesn't matter as much. And basically the treatment plan, even if I had a name for it, would just be addressing the behaviors. So it's okay. But I think that's a situation where when people are like, you don't need a diagnosis or whatever, it's kind of like, well, I mean, it would have saved me years and years and years of people like making me feel like shit about my body and telling me that I need to not be skinny, which had nothing to do with what my problem was. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know. There's just a lot of like extra trauma that can come from being misdiagnosed or like not having any information and being like in high school and trying to figure out why you're not like other people. So, I don't know. I feel like I can talk about that more openly now because it's not like a thing anymore. Like I'm not doing anything or not doing anything that I need to. Like it's not really embarrassing, but for a really long time it was really embarrassing and I didn't have a way to explain that or like justify it. I didn't know who to go to for help and the resources I was accessing weren't for people with the issues that I was experiencing, so they weren't helping.
Did your mom or parents ever take you to a psychiatrist when you were
No.
a kid?
No.
Hmm.
That might have helped. It could have helped. But I was in therapy for like years before that conclusion happened. And actually it wasn't I went to a
Wait,
program.
were you in one-on-one talk therapy when you were a teen?
No. I
Have
sought
you
out
have
therapy.
you ever done that?
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
What are you talking about? I've talked to you about that like at length.
was it? Hmm. I don't know. I got confused for a second.
No, it's okay. I had multiple therapists
Oh, duh. Oh, right.
and I went to a program for a while, but it was all like voluntary in adulthood. Like I was like, I need to get to the fucking bottom of this shit because it
Right.
was like not fun to deal with. Um,
Yep.
cool.
I also went to one-on-one therapy as an adult voluntarily.
It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, I'm just realizing that I have reached my capacity.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you hanging. I was listening to everything you were saying very attentively.
Okay.
Sometimes when I feel like I didn't adequately respond to something meaningful you said, I start to like kind of panic and start to like try to like very quickly think of like a adequate response, and it compounds on itself and makes me respond even worse because I'm so anxious about making sure I don't shittily respond to what you said.
I appreciate you saying that, and I love you. I
Love
was
you too.
kind of mad at you, to be honest, but you saying that,
I neutralized it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Good.
I don't want you to feel anxious. It's totally fine.
Well, you know, you're not like causing me to be anxious or anything. It's just I was just nervous that I made you feel sad.
That's okay. I think sometimes something that happens with the podcast that can be a little bit hard to navigate emotionally for me is we'll be really deep into an episode and I will be really invested in what we're talking about and maybe saying something that's like kind of vulnerable because we're like an hour and a half deep into the conversation, and simultaneously you are burned out because we're an hour and a half into the conversation.
Just me?
Well, I mean, it's the inverse too. I think I've probably done that to you too. But I also think that I have a tendency to talk for longer and dig into certain topics longer. I feel like you tend to talk about like a breadth of topics, and I can go on about the same thing for an extremely long period of time.
Yeah, that could be true. I'm not sure. I believe that. Blah 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 blah. I'm doing it again.
Yeah, we should stop.
I did it again. Doop 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 doop. I'm very hungry.
Yeah.
I'm stressed out.
You can't record while you're hungry, and it's not fair to you.
Well, I rarely start the episode hungry.
Did you eat dinner?
Yeah, but it was an early dinner. It was like at like fucking 5 or 6 or something. Oh. I didn't eat my second dinner.
What time is it right now?
It's probably like midnight.
I just remembered midnight?
I bet. I'm guessing. But if we look at the clock and it's midnight, I'm going to go, I knew it.
I'm going to be like really upset if it's
I'll check.
And it will be your
fault.
It's
11:11.
I wish you would.
I wish you would shut the fuck up.
That's what I was going to say. I don't wish that though. Not for really.
Not for really. All right, I'm shutting this shit off. Do you have any concluding thoughts? What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
What were you gonna say? What did you say? Nothing, bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
I said I love you.
I love you.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. All right.
You know what I don't love that you've been doing lately?
What?
You keep saying butthole like all the time, and it like
I literally did not say butthole just now.
No, I didn't say you did.
You have no proof.
It's your favorite word lately. Like in the last like 3 months.
It's absolutely. These are false allegations. Why are you just staring at me?
This is true.
Because I say butthole? What in what context? Like I say, oh, my butthole.
Sometimes. No, you know. Sometimes we'll be talking and you just like
your case.
Look at me and just go butthole, 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 and then I get like mad at you, and then I'm mad that I'm mad, and I'm like shut up, and you're like butthole, and I like actually hate it.
Oh, it's so fucking funny, dude.
No, it isn't.
It's funny because you get mad. Why are you getting so mad? All All right, I'm shutting this off.
Fuck you. I'm gonna upload that video of you playing Minecraft.
You can upload it.
That was supposed to be a thread.
Theo has a video of me explaining something about my Minecraft village while being secretly filmed.
I love filming you when you're not looking because it's so funny. Like, you're funny when you make content too, but you're funny in a different way when you don't know I'm recording, and it's like impossible to capture when you know the camera's on.
Yeah.
Like the time that I recorded you and you were yelling at me to film you, and it looks fake because you were actually so mad.
Wait, what?
I recorded you in your room and you were like, film me, film me, film me, you're gonna miss it, film me, and then you realized that I was recording and you got so mad you just like walked out of the room. It's
Yeah,
like the funniest video
you
ever.
Fucking ruined it.
Being a fucking diva.
No, dude. Sometimes you just gotta be in the moment and you gotta capture the thing that needs to be captured on camera.
That's exactly what I did.
And if you hesitate or you like overthink it, you ruin it.
But I was already recording you.
And sometimes my aesthetic intuition is stronger than your requirement for an explanation.
What are you even talking? I was recording you without your knowledge already.
Yeah.
Joke.
You ruined it.
No, you're just fucking dumb.
All right, I'm done with this.
Remember the time that you got mad at me because I wasn't filming you flying a kite?
You didn't take any pictures of me flying my kite in a sick way.
I did. I took a ton of pictures of you, and your mom had to tell you to stop being a brat.
My mom didn't say, Brian, stop being a brat.
Yes, she literally did.
No, she didn't.
Yes,
she said, you're being a brat. She didn't tell me to stop.
Is that different?
It is. It definitely is. It's definitely different. If my mom says, Brian, stop, you're being a brat, that's very extreme. But if my mom made fun of me for being a brat, not extreme. Am I wrong? Nobody said Brian. Nobody like had intervened on me bitching. I was just complaining, and my mom made fun of me for complaining.
You were actually mad at me.
I was.
You like walked to a different part of the beach for a second.
That didn't happen.
That did happen.
Didn't happen.
And then I drew a heart in the sand for you, and you kicked it. You ruined my heart in the sand.
When are you going to stop making up lies to slander me?
It's true. I'm going to ask your mom.
I was mad. We were at the beach, and it was picturesque, and there was a sunset, and I was flying a kite, and you weren't taking pictures of me.
But the thing is, I was.
But I took infinite pictures of you. You took pictures of everyone else, but you didn't get me. I felt like you didn't take good pictures of me. Have you ever been in a friendship where you took really good pictures of the person you were friends with and they never took pictures of you? I feel like that's one of the most disrespectful types of friendships you can ever have.
It's a friendship that we have.
I have literal photo shoots with you. Where I take like 120 pictures. And then you're like, I like one of them.
Well,
that one at the beginning was cool. The rest of them are terrible.
Sometimes you take ones of me that are just like so bad.
No, I do a good job though.
You do. You've also taken some of the best photos of me that I have, to be fair.
There you go.
I take good photos of you.
Yeah, when? Name one.
Hey, I have an image you should use as a cover for this episode.
Okay.
Airdrop
it to me.
This one.
Hit my lap. Yeah, okay. Airdrop it to me.
Okay. Did I tell you that I kept
such a dumb picture?
I keep getting TikToks about that AI app that's telling me that it's like you're not supposed to put your face in it because it's like really bad apparently.
Oh, who gives
it's like
a fuck?
Data farming app.
Fuck it, let them farm it.
Yeah, I was like, they know what I look like.
Who gives a fuck?
But don't you feel like protecting your data is a little cringe?
Protecting your data is cringe. Use a VPN. You have a hard drive, external hard drive.
Like,
fuck you, loser. Shut the fuck up. What, you read terms of services?
Do you ever get those TikToks that are like, nobody read the fine print in the new update of the terms of service for Instagram. They own all your art.
Yeah, I don't.
Cringe.
I see.
Like, no shit, idiot.
I see people post those, and I like for a brief second, I go, "Oh shit, I should really listen to this guy." And then, like 1 second later, I'm like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up! I don't care." It's like too like. I think that I learned about this when I took my high school class in fucking journalism.
Oh.
But there's something called pyramid style writing where you put the ending, the point, the entire meaning, and the main thing you're trying to convey.
In hieroglyphs.
No, in the first fucking line. It's the lead.
You just, like, didn't listen to my joke at all.
Hieroglyphs?
You just said no.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's like, if, like, town water supply poisoned, like, if that's what the story is about, that can't be the last line concluding part of the story.
Yeah.
That has to be the first thing you say.
Follow for part 2.
Yeah, no, you don't, like, tell a long-ass story and then you go at the town meeting and then the end of it and you go, and that's how the water supply got poisoned. And everybody at the town meeting's like, oh my god.
I can't believe that
you were
just
talking for 25 minutes.
Didn't care about the joke that I made, like, at all.
Hieroglyphs?
Like, clearly didn't
It should
give
be
a
written in
fuck.
hieroglyphs?
What kind of writing were you talking about, Brian?
The writing from the Rosetta Stone. I was talking about articles.
What kind of articles?
News ones?
No.
Hieroglyphs?
The style of writing.
Pyramids. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was good. That was pretty good. I didn't know. I was too hyped up. I was too hyped up on the fact that people...
It wasn't good.
It's not like when you say somebody buried the lead, that means that they're
I know.
No, I'm saying like that refers to somebody who's like an idiot and told the story badly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you buried the lead, dumbass. But that's different than people that intentionally bury the lead in a piece of content to string you along.
Yeah.
Those people, it's just like, dude, like people would actually appreciate you and your content if you made it good, not if you just like, it's like your content shouldn't just be you manipulating people into looking at you.
Yeah.
What kind of person do you want to be?
What kind of person do you want
Like, do you want people to be like upset that they watched and then get to the end and now they have to just click on another thing and they're like, man, this guy just tricked me? Why would you want someone to watch your content and then walk away feeling manipulated and tricked?
I like that the way that you're phrasing this is as if you were like giving an ethical lecture to like your teenage son.
To a teenage.
Like, what kind of person do you want to be?
I'm like a dad, like trying to like, I'm like an angry sports dad, like forcing my kid to make content. Like, you're gonna be a content creator. The kid's like, I wanna learn HVAC, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Where's your ring light? Where's your ring light, Hayden?
Hayden.
I told you to learn the dance. Why can't you just be a good influencer and get crazy views like your brother?
Like your brother.
Your brother hit 1 million last month, and you've barely breached 500K. Anyway.
Oh, hey.
What's up?
I'm bored.
All right, let's shut this stupid shit off. Boston Art Podcast. Bye-bye.
Boston Art Podcast is an independent DIY production by Brian Huntress and Theodora Earthworms. The information contained in this episode represents the views and opinions of the original creators or our guests, and does not represent any institution, organization, or business. Find us on Instagram at Boston Art Podcast, and tune in for a new episode every Friday. Thank you for listening.